Hi, welcome. Today we're going to discuss another new archetype actually. So this is going to be really interesting because this archetype has gotten a lot of support lately, and I'm really excited. I really like this archetype. I'm probably going to play this as well, just like I'm going to play most, because this is used in the anime, and you know, like you know me, I really like Melodious, and this is another archetype in the anime I really think is interesting and has some potential. It's Lunalight or Moonlight, depending on how we want to see it. In the anime, it's Moonlight, and here it's Lunalight. I gotta be honest with you, I do prefer Moonlight. I think it's a little bit, it rolls off the tongue better. I mean, Lunalight, so I'm probably gonna say that I prefer the Moonlight. So I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm gonna say Moonlight Black Sheep, because I think that's what it should have been called. I don't really know why they changed it. It's a dark monster, beast warrior, level 2, 100 attack, 600 defense. You can discard this card to activate one of these effects. Add one Lunalight monster from your graveyard to your hand, except Lunalight Black Sheep. Well, that would mean that would have been insane if you could do that. Add one polymerization from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as fusion material for a fusion summon, you can add to your hand one card among the Lunalight monsters in your graveyard, and I'm gonna take it again. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for a fusion summon, you can add to your hand one card among the Lunalight monsters in your graveyard, and the face up Lunalight Pendulum monster in your extra deck, except Lunalight Black Sheep. Oh, now I get it. So you can basically add one card. You can add one card among the Lunalight monsters in your graveyard, and the face-up Lunalight Pendulum monsters in your extra deck, except Lunalight Sheep. So you can basically add back a card from your graveyard or from your Pendulum zone. I think that's what it means. So that's really interesting. That's really interesting. This card has possibility. This card is probably one of those cards that you should run 3 of, just because you can add a Lunalight monster from your graveyard when you discard it, or a polymerization. And if the card is sent to the graveyard, yeah, I definitely think this card has possibilities. It's not the highest attack or defense card, but it has a really good effect. So to start off this archetype, this is a really interesting card. I mean, I would probably run 3 of that card if the other cards aren't super amazing. Lunalight Blue Cat, and I have seen the anime, so I know I've seen all these cards. They're really cute, really adorable. Dark Beast Warrior, level 4, 1600, 1200. So it has a more attack and a little bit more defense. I think it has the same stats as Arya, which is kind of interesting because she also has 1600 attack and 1200. So, interesting. This card's effect is, let's see, if this card is special summoned, you can target one Lunalight monster you control except Lunalight Blue Cat. Its attack becomes double its original attack until the end of the turn. Until the end of this turn. You can only use the effect of Lunalight Blue Cat once per turn. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon one Lunalight monster from your deck. Huh. This card is also a card that you have to run 3 of, in my opinion, because first of all, if it is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon another copy of this card from your deck, and as soon as it's special summoned, you can use the first effect to double a monster's attack until the end of the turn. So that's pretty damn good. So I would say this card is really good. Like, it has potential, so of course. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say this card. This is really solid. I mean, the 2 first cards, Black Sheep and Moonlight Blue Cat, both of these cards are really good. So start of this, it's really good. I mean, it does do what it's supposed to do. I guess it's not It doesn't fail, at least. That's cool. The next card is Lunalight Crimson Fox. This is another cool card, actually. Really nice artwork. I mean, the artwork on these cards are really cool. I really like the moon in the background. This is interesting. It's a dark beast warrior, level 4, 1800 attack, 1600 defense. So this is probably gonna be a beater because, I mean, 1800, the strongest attack so far. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0 until the end of the turn. This is bad because it says card effect, so if it's sent by battle to the graveyard, you can't really activate this effect, but if you send by card effect to the graveyard, you can make a monster's attack become 0. It doesn't look very good, to be honest with you. I mean, if it was both battle and card effect, it would have been a lot better, but it's just card effect. During either player's turn, when this card or effect is activated, during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Lunalight monsters you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, both players gain 1000 life points. I would say the second effect is probably a little bit better. I mean, I don't know how many copies of this card you would run around. I would probably start at 2. I would probably start with 3 and then go down unless something else is better in the deck. I mean, it's always trials. Like, you always have to try and see what works and doesn't work. It's usually how it works. So I would start at 3 and go down from there. But I think 2 copies might be the best. It does have this negation effect. That's pretty good. So it has negation effect. It's pretty good. The first effect is a little bit worse, but still you can still use it. So not super terrible. The next card is Lunalight Purple Butterfly. It's a 1000 attack, 1000 defense, level 3 beast warrior effect. So still, like, you have pretty good levels here. I mean, I wish it was level 2 because then you could technically exceed summon with sheep, but yeah. It's a level 3. Interesting. It's not the strongest attack monster, so that's definitely a minus in the attack department, but hopefully the effect makes up for it. You can send this card from your hand or your side of the field to the graveyard. Well, that's always good. Then target one Lunalight monster you control. It gains 1000 attack until the end of the turn. Well, that's good. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Lunalight monster from your hand. You can only use the effect of Lunalight Purple Butterfly once per turn. Yeah, this card is really good. Like, right now, I think 3, possibly 2. That's what I'm thinking, because I think this card is really, really good. I mean, this combos very well with these 2 first cards. So I can see these 3 plus this comboing really well with each other. So if you can get the play going, I think that this card can be really good. And you can send this card from your hand or your side of the field to gain 1000, and then you can just banish this card from your graveyard and add one Lunalight monster from your hand. Or especially summon one Lunalight monster from your hand, so that's pretty good. I would say that so far Lunalights or Moonlights are really interesting. So let's see what the next monster is gonna be. Lunalight White Rabbit. Artwork really nice. It's a level 2, and that's always good. 800 attack, 800 defense. Not the strongest attacker, but yeah. Let's see. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard except Lunalight White Rabbit. Special summon it in defense position. Once per turn, you can target one spell or trap card your opponent control. You can target spell trap cards your opponent controls. Up to the number of other Lunalight monsters you control, return them to your hand. Like, I really see some really interesting combos going here. I mean, yeah, I think all the monsters are great. I haven't seen a monster that's super terrible that doesn't have some playability. I mean, all of them seem to have pretty good playability, so that's interesting. I think that this card also is very interesting. I'm definitely gonna pick this archetype up when it comes out. I mean, I think all of them are interesting. This is an interesting card, definitely. Nothing to complain about. Just because of its special summoning ability from the graveyard, and that you can basically return spell and traps from your opponent's side of the field up to a number of monsters you control. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think this card is solid. I mean, next card is actually a Pendulum monster, believe it or not. It's Lunalight Tiger or Moonlight Tiger. It's a level 3 Beast Warrior Pendulum, light, 1200 attack, 800 defense, so not the strongest attacker. It's a Pendulum scale of 5, so that's pretty good. Because that means you can summon all these, or Pendulum summon all these, which really crazy. The Pendulum effect of this card is, once per turn you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects is negated. It cannot attack, also destroyed during end phase. This I see as a potential to fusion summon. Yes, you can fusion summon with this archetype. So this is good if you want to fusion summon. You can just summon a Lunalight monster to have its effect negated. So this can help you with your fusion summoning. So yeah, that's what it does. I think that's good. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use the effect of Lunalight Tiger once per turn. So this is destroyed by battle or by card effect. You can special summon a Lunalight monster from your graveyard. Well, that's not bad. Once again, I mean, this is going to be interesting how you're going to balance this archetype out, because this far you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good monsters that definitely can hold them, can definitely be playable. So this is gonna be interesting. How many you want to run of them? I really think this card is another good one. I mean, this far I haven't seen one card that just disappoints me, like straight up disappoints me. All the cards has potential, so that's always nice. I like when cards have potential and doesn't just suck. So this card is Lunalight Both. And this is a level 6, so it's too high to be summoned by Pendulum summoning. It's a Pendulum scale of 1, so it's probably... Basically, it's the opposite of Pendulum scale of Tiger, so you have to have these two in your Pendulum zone to be able to... yeah, there it is. So to be able to summon Pendulum summoning, so that's pretty interesting. Light Beast Warrior, level 6, Pendulum scale 1, 2000 attack, 1800 defense. The Pendulum effect is, you cannot Pendulum summon monsters except Lunalight monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, you can fusion summon one Lunalight monster. Lunalight fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on this card from your side of the field or your graveyard. So it's a polymerization that can... I don't really know. This effect cannot be negated. Is the first effect that can't be negated or the second one? Because if the second one cannot be negated, it's gonna be really good. I mean, you can banish Lunalight monsters in your graveyard and then fusion summon, or your side of the field. Yeah, this card sounds really good. I want to see how this card is going to work out. I mean, this is definitely a card I would run 3 of. I mean, I would probably run this instead of Polymerization. I might run 1 copy of Polymerization and then run this card. Or maybe 2 copies of Polymerization. I don't know. Or maybe a 2-line, like I run 2 of these and 2 of Polymerization. I don't know. It seems good. It seems good, not bad. The monster effect is, if a Lunalight monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. So yeah, this card is also a card I find really interesting. Is it as good as the early ones? I wouldn't say that. It's probably the worst one with its monster effect, but its Pendulum effect is interesting. I wonder how that's gonna work. I haven't played this archetype, so it's gonna be interesting to play it to see what works and doesn't work. And guess what? We have a trap card. Lunalight Reincarnation Dance. Yep. Lunalight Reincarnation Dance. It's a trap card normal. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle of a card effect, add up to 2 Lunalight monsters from your deck to your hand. You can only activate 1 Lunalight Reincarnation per turn. So this is basically, you can fill up your hand with Lunalight monsters. This card is probably a card you should run 2, maybe 3 of, I don't know. At least 2 of, because I mean it's really good. As long as they are as long as 1, if even 1 Lunalight monster is destroyed, you can add 2. So this can be a pretty good card to get your pieces, specifically if you want to get to your to Pendulum cards. You can search out the Pendulum scales and set them. So this card I see be really good. I mean, it has a solid effect. I really like this both battle and card effect. If it was just battle or card effect, if it was just one of them, it wouldn't have been as good, but this is both, so this can be really good. So, and it's from your deck, so it actually isn't the graveyard, so it's cool because you can get from your deck instead. And I really see this archetype being very combolicious. Like, it can really combo well. And once again, I really like the artwork here with the purple butterfly and the bunny, kind of with the moon in the background, so really interesting. And now we're gonna go into the fusion monsters, which is gonna be interesting, of course. And the first one is Lunalight Cat Dancer, or Moonlight Cat Dancer, whatever you want to call it. It's a dark Beast Warrior fusion effect. Level 7, 2400 attack, 2000 defense. Don't let the attack and defense fool you, this card is good. 2 Lunalight monsters to summon it. To fusion summon it. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn during your main phase. 1. You contribute 1 other Lunalight monster until the end of this turn. Each monster your opponent controls cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. If this card declares an attack, inflict 100 damage to your opponent. Yeah, so this card is really good. It's basically the first level of fusion. There are 2 other fusion monsters after this that's really good, that becomes even better than this. But yeah, this is kind of like your beginning monster. It's not bad. It's 2400 attack, so it's kind of solid in that way. And you can basically tribute 1 Lunalight monster, so this card can attack twice. This can attack all monsters twice per turn, and you can basically make them immortal. You can make your opponent's monster immortal for 1 attack, and then you can attack again and destroy them. So you can actually do more damage. And if you combo it with Blue Cat, you can double. I think you can double this card's attack. Wasn't that what Blue Cat did? Yeah. You can choose a Lunalight monster and double its attacks. You can actually. Well, now it takes a little bit. There. You can double this card's attack to 4,800 and basically attack twice on the weaker monsters that can't be destroyed. That's kind of crazy. This has some really crazy combos. I've seen some combos on YouTube, which really makes me excited to play this. And if this card declares an attack, inflict 100 damage to your opponent, you might think, oh, that's not very good. Well, this card can attack all monsters twice if you activate its effect, if you tribute 1 Lunalight. So if they have a lot of monsters, like 3 of them, you can deal 600 points of damage on top of all the damage you will deal. So that can add up. That can actually add up to pretty high amounts. At least, I think 1,000. I think in the anime it's actually more than 100. So yeah, but you can see why it's only 100 here, because if it was more than 100, it would be a little bit broken. So yeah, but this card is really good to be the first fusion of 3. The second one is Lunalight Leo Dancer, or Moonlight Leo Dancer. If I can just get down there. And like I will say, really nice artwork. It's a Dark Beast Warrior fusion effect. Oh wait, no. We're gonna talk about this card first. Lunalight Panther Dancer. That's the next level. Leo Dancer is the last one. It's the boss monster of the deck. So here you have Panther Dancer. I gotta be honest with you. This card is good. It's good. It's a Dark Beast Warrior fusion effect. Level 8, 2800 attack, 2500 defense. You need one Lunalight monster and one Lunalight Cat Dancer to fusion into this card. Must first be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Well, that's always good. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can activate this effect. Until the end of this turn, each monster your opponent controls cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it gains 200 attack until the end of the battle phase. So this is another card that's really good. It can basically become stronger and stronger and stronger. The more attacks you can do. Plus, you can combo this with Blue Cat to double its attack to over 5,000. I believe, yeah, you can do that. I'm gonna look. I think this was Blue Cat, so let's see. It's gonna take a while. My computer apparently doesn't wanna work. Nope. There. Yeah. It says Lunalight monster, and this is a Lunalight monster. So it basically says that this card can become over 5,000 attack. Plus you get, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, it gains 200 attack. So if your opponent has a lot of monsters, you can attack them multiple times and then gain a lot more attack until the end of the turn. I think this card definitely has playability. It's one of those OTK cards. Like, this deck is very OTK-ish. And this card, I like the fusion aspect of this deck. Hopefully it's not going to be super expensive when it comes out, but I can see this card being a hyped deck because this far I'm definitely in. And this is one of my longest videos because there are so many good cards to talk about, and I think this deck has potential. So let's go to the last card, which is Leo Dancer. It's a Dark Beast Warrior fusion effect. Level 10, 3,500, 3,000. You'll need one Panther Dancer and two Lunalight monsters to get into this card, and you're gonna see why. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials and cannot be special summoned other ways. Which makes sense because this card is really good. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent card effect. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once per turn, if this card attacks a monster at the end of damage step, you can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. This card is really interesting in a lot of ways. First, it cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, so that's really good. It can make a second attack during each battle phase, which also is good. And once per turn, you can destroy all monsters at the end of the damage step. You can destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. So this card does really well. Like, I feel like it combos really well with all the other cards. Like, this is how you upgrade. First you use this card and you go into this card. And you go from Cat Dancer to Panther Dancer to Leo Dancer, I believe this card is, yeah. So I think that's what this deck does well. It combos very well with going from the weaker ones to the stronger one to the strongest one. And this is 3,500 attack, so it's going to be hard to get over this card. And it's even defense is high, like 3,000. It's crazy. Like this deck can combo really well, and that's what I think Lunalight is gonna do. They're gonna combo really well in the future, and I think I don't really have anything more to say about this archetype right now. This archetype looks really good. Like, it's better than Melodious, to be honest with you, right now. I really hope Melodious gets this good of support later on, but if something I can end on in this video, I'm gonna end on this. This is one of the archetypes I'm so excited to see coming to us, so we can play it. You know, like I'm so excited for this archetype. So hopefully it's not gonna be too expensive to play, but it's a really interesting archetype. I'm definitely gonna try to play a couple of duels online to see what works and doesn't work. But this is a really interesting archetype. I think all cards are interesting. They have their own playability in their own way. Like they do mix. So it's just finding the right build. That's gonna be the hard part. But besides that, I think this is really good. This is a really good archetype. So tell me what you think about this archetype. I think it's amazing, really interesting, and an archetype I want to play. So tell me what you think. Comment, like, and subscribe, and see you next time.